What's going on, everybody? It's me, Death Monkey, back again, late with all the information, as always, with Soulframe. With Soulframe is kind of interesting because it is in Preludes. It's like a pre-alpha, so there's like it's forever changing. And like what I've done in the game so far, if you were to jump in now, you would not do or you would do differently. So it's really hard for me to push off a like getting started guide because it's constantly changing. And I guess you can make a video every time it changes, but I don't experience it every time it changes because I'm still with what I have. Like the last thing I did was pick my uh I guess starting pact, but then I already had a pact. I had to rebuild another pact because I did have Garen Rude, so I had to remake that one over again. But the other ones I already had for the most part. I have to get the couple of new ones that are in there still, and I don't get the ability to create my character now. So I didn't have that. That wasn't in there at first, and like I have motes that people won't have access to because they changed how that system works, or they're changing how it works. So there's like a lot of things that have changed in the game, and that's why I haven't really talked about it as much. But going forward, we'll do updates and talk about it, especially with this dev recap will be the first one we look at. And we will not talk about this first section that they talked about with the stuff that they've added into the game in the previous preludes. But we will talk about what's coming up in the next one and what they showcased and the on TennoCon, which was this past weekend. So, the path ahead is what we're looking at. Now, they show like 30 minutes of gameplay of the new Fable, which is going to be a bear. Has a pact. Assuming we're going to get a pact for the bear as well. And it was a pretty cool story. It's very spoilery, so if you didn't want to see that or see what's going on about the story part of it, just don't watch it. And I won't talk about it too much. But it didn't tell you like how you activate it or how you get there. It just kind of told you from beginning to end how that plays out. Of course, you'll play it a little bit differently with whatever you choose to fight and stuff. But yeah, I'm not even going to show it on the screen here. I'll just show some gameplay. We've got the new mote system coming out, tier joineries, new player experience improvements, expanded character customization, which I'm wondering if we'll actually have a chance to mess around with that. Maybe it'll be with the French lady who does our colors. New Sparrow Tales, Fables, Ancestors, and more, and wider access to Soulframe, which has passed. They opened it up for the weekend. I didn't get a video out there, unfortunately, but they are going to keep it opening up, keep inviting people in still. Just they did like an open for TennoCon, so everybody can jump in at the time, and then they close it back off, and then you'll be able to jump back in at another time. So let's talk about some of the things that they showcased in here. Here are some things they showcased. I was wondering if these are going to be new weapons. I don't think they said these were new weapons. They just kind of showed them as things they were working on. But these, I think, are going to be for the Sprout folks, the little avocado people, as we saw them as new enemies that we were going to have to kind of deal with and fight. And I think these might be their weapons. It would be kind of cool if we got these as weapons, I think, because I like crazy, goofy weapons that are in games like this, and just fun weapons. I think Warframe has some interesting weapons, so I hope we get off of just the straight swords and stuff and actually have more fantastical things pop up as far as weapons go. This is what you call a frame. This is our frame in Soulframe. The arm. It's when you select your pact, you have one avatar instead of you just select your pact, and the pact just changes this arm, like a little replacement arm thing. And it gives you like the different abilities and spells and stuff that you cast, kind of sets your quote unquote class, which is not really the same. I don't think they're really considered classes in my eyes because you can do whatever with whatever. You can kind of mix and match how your play style, how you want it to be. So you're not really locked into just a class if you don't want to be. Just some have more stats spec'd into more areas. So this is, I want to say it's for the bear, but at the same time, it has this bird in the cage, a sparrow locked in the cage, and I'm not sure why we would have a sparrow locked in the cage with the bear, seeing what the bear was. So we still don't know what that is. It's like locks on the arm, and then we have the full armor set. We see that this is the same where the arm would be at. I kind of like the armor set because the way the armor in the game looks like everything flows pretty well, I think. So I think this looks pretty cool. It's not really bulky like a lot of the other ones that are in there. I still am not a fan of the helmets they have in the game right now, but apparently we're getting a system eventually. They'll call it Glamour because they play Final Fantasy 14. But there'll be a system where we can transmog our stuff to look how we want it to look. This is some elephant armor. I think I saw somewhere, maybe in some screen grab or some custom art, that there was an elephant that would be a pack that we have to deal with. I don't know what this is on his arm. I'm sure it's like another pack. Probably there's like a dark area, like a dark ichor area. I wonder if this is where that may come from, because it looks kind of interesting with the alien, the xenomorph type head happening going on here. But this is definitely an elephant inspired helmet. I think it looks kind of cool. I don't know if I would rock it, but I do like it. Next, we have some of the Sprout folks' homes. I'm thinking we're going to see these out in the world where they're giving quests and such, if they put them in there. And you can see, like, for size reference, how big our player is in comparison to them. But I do like that there is a bit of variety here, and they're not really just all the same. I kind of like the Sprout people. They're kind of cool. They didn't showcase it, but they showed that this was a new weapon, the crossbow. We see one of the bannerets or Senecers using it. So what's interesting about this is, like, there's a crossbow. We can see a crossbow like laying on the ground in the game, and we can kind of guess, I guess, that if the enemies use it, that maybe we'll have a chance to use it. Maybe not the armor though. Although it would be kind of cool to get one of their armor sets, even though it's kind of ugly. It would just be kind of fun running around, smacking them with their own armor, like, "Well, you're one of us," and you're like, "Haha, no." And this is a sword that they showcased in the demo when they were showing the bear. It's pretty cool. I think it looked really good. I'm not sure if it had any special abilities attached to it aside from just looking cool, but I hope that weapons, like more weapons, have abilities attached to the weapons themselves. We'll be going to like more epic tiers or epic looks like this. It would be nice if they just did more than looked cool. Maybe they power it up or set people on fire. I think Ignomora does that on Smite, or has a chance to like flame some people. We also have some hairstyles that they showcased. So they just have two down here for guys, it looks like, and then the rest of these are for the ladies. I do like the curls, how the detail is on the curls. I kind of wonder how it's going to look in the game. They did a good job on the art sketches here, but maybe in game it might not look as great. I can see it more looking like this hairstyle on the bottom right, looking at the way it looks, but I don't know about the other ones. And maybe this one right here too, in the middle on the left. Then we have the moat system. And this is going to be the new moat system. The current moat system, we used to just find the moats with the as we unlocked the names and history of the different locations. And we have just like some moats we can use and are like plus minus something. But these moats seem to do a lot more, and they're more like little mini pets, it looks like. As you see the one they have here that looks like a ghost, or a moat losing its soul. It says, "Exhaustion, unleash this moat upon your enemies to sap their energy and stagger them. Exhaustion moats are most often found drifting idly through the murky air of New Visky. The history state that a moat entered the swamp long ago while on its way to another destination and became too tired to continue on its journey." And there is a cost associated with it to upgrade. So we see they have 5,372. And here is like cost 542. So I guess it's like moat dust. Maybe we get from maybe releasing the moats, or if we capture more than one. They also said that the moats would also have different tiers. As you can see here, there's a 1, 2, and a 3, and I believe you'll be able to like combine them to increase their rarities and such. But they have a lot that they've been working on, which is kind of cool. So I'm kind of interested to see what that's going to work like. And that is mostly all for that dev recap. It wasn't really a lot. Most of it was taken up by the bear. They did say they were going to put mantling in the game, which is exciting. Something that's desperately needed to be in there. But yeah, if you've been playing Soulframe, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your favorite pact and weapon is. I found a spot that you can really level up kind of easily, I think, but I have to go back and see if it's like easy to find, because in the dungeons things kind of rewind, and it's like not necessarily procedural, but is at the same time. So it could be in a random location. But I'll look back to some old VODs and see if I can locate it. But there's a really good spot where it's like just a countless wave of enemies. You might come across it. That is probably the best spot you can go to, just level up your weapons. Use one of your packs, has it maxed out, and then use that pack while you're using the weapon. And then when you have a good weapon that's pretty good, that's pretty strong, you probably do it the opposite way. Use the strong weapon and level up your packs as you do that. So it's pretty cool. I dig it. It goes past level 30. I think I got up to like 32, 33 before I just had to get off and do something else. So looking forward to jumping back in there probably this weekend. We'll try to find that located on stream. You guys can find me on twitch.tv/DeathMonkeyXL. And I'll also be streaming here on YouTube as well, and on, I guess, Kick. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. So let me know your thoughts if you've been playing Soulframe, if this is a game you're looking forward to. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Until next time.